Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're tackling a name that's just, well, it's more than a name, isn't it? Babe Ruth.
Absolutely. Almost a myth.
Exactly. And look, this isn't just going to be about the stats, the home runs, that we'll touch on that.
Of course.
But our sources, they point to something deeper. A story, really, of a man forged in adversity. That's the phrase that stuck with me. We want to explore how his life really did blaze far beyond the stadium lights, uncover some of those maybe less known things that shaped him, and, see what that tells us about resilience.
That's a great way to put it, because when you look at the material, you start asking, well, what if adversity isn't just, a hurdle?
Right.
What if it's the crucible, the place where greatness is actually formed?
Interesting. So not despite the struggles, but maybe because of them.
Precisely. We'll be digging into how his challenges, both the external stuff and the internal battles, really built the foundation for his triumphs.
Wow.
So as we go through this, we're hoping you, our listener, might think about that too. How the tough parts of your own story might be shaping your strengths.
Okay, let's unpack this then, because to get the Bab, you really have to go back, way back.
To the beginning.
Forget the roaring crowds for a minute. George Herman Ruth Jr., born in Baltimore, 1895, and it wasn't glamorous.
Not at all.
Our sources describe real hardship, a chaotic home life, neglect, on the waterfront streets there, hunger, feeling adrift. Sounds rough.
Yeah, constant companions, as one source put it.
And he had this wild energy, right? Which later, fueled those massive home runs. But at first
it landed him in trouble.
big trouble. St. Mary's Industrial School for Boys, a reform school. That's a pretty desperate start.
It absolutely was. But here's the fascinating twist, right? Which the research really brings out.
Okay.
Instead of being broken by it, St. Mary's is where he finds baseball.
Ah, so in that adversity.
Exactly. It's like that phrase, a diamond in darkness. He finds this thing. It wasn't just a game. It became his anchor, his focus.
His calling.
His calling, absolutely. He basically walks in an orphan, more or less, and walks out with the skills that would change sports forever.
Wow.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? How sometimes our biggest gifts are kind of hidden in the toughest spots.
Makes you wonder what strengths might be hiding in your own struggles, yeah.
Exactly. What might be waiting to be uncovered?
That's a powerful idea, finding strength in adversity. But, it makes me think, what happens when success itself becomes the adversity?
Ah, that's a whole different beast, isn't it?
Because once Ruth hits the big time, the headlines, the fame, it's a new set of challenges.
Totally different pressures.
It's not about poverty anymore. It's about handling this massive fame. He wasn't just fighting pitchers. He was fighting giants within, as the sources say.
Those famous excesses.
Right.
Yeah.
The food, the drink, the nightlife. They became like enemies almost more dangerous than any pitcher.
Yeah, the pressure, the scrutiny, it must have been immense. And it fed those personal battles, often hidden behind that big grin.
That's a really key point. Because the forge, like you said, it doesn't start when you succeed. It just changes.
It changes its heat, its demands. And our research definitely points to moments like that infamous bellyache heard round the world in 1925.
Ah, yes, the Bailey
Right. And it wasn't just, a stomach bug.
No.
It was this really public, really painful example of how his passions, his love for life, food, everything could actually threaten the gifts he had.
Like a warning shot.
A huge warning shot. A reminder that even for him, with all that talent, greatness needs discipline, constant discipline.
So what do you think that really showed about him then? And maybe about just maintaining that level?
Well, it showed vulnerability, for one, but also maybe a struggle to reconcile the larger-than-life persona with the human being underneath.
And it seems like it forced a kind of reckoning, right? That talent alone isn't enough, discipline matters.
And absolutely. Raw talent unchecked can burn itself out.
So the bellyache was a warning. But legends don't always learn the first time, do they?
Often not.
Because the sources say a few years later, especially, as the country sinks into the Great Depression, Ruth's star seemed to dim a bit.
Yeah, that's right.
What was going on? Was it just getting older or something else?
I think it was both. And you're right to link it to the Depression. The whole country felt weary around.
First tough times.
Really tough. And even America's hero felt that weight. His body was slowing down, sure.
Yeah.
His records felt maybe beatable for the first time. The critics got louder.
So he felt that weight of decline, as the sources put it.
He did. But here's the thing that makes someone like Ruth,
Okay.
he didn't just fade away. When things looked bleakest, he did what heroes do.
Yeah.
He sort of reinvented himself.
Right. Okay, this is where it gets really interesting, because he could have just ridden off into the sunset.
Could have, easily.
But no. He steps up. The sources talk about him, calloused hands and aching legs, showing that heart outlasts age.
Belief outpaces doubt. Love that line.
Me too. He found new ways to matter, didn't he? It wasn't just about hitting bombs anymore.
It was about his spirit, his presence, his refusal to quit. That inspired people when they really needed it.
Yeah, he became this symbol of resilience for a nation that was really hurting, proving that even giants can adapt, redefine their strength.
Precisely. And that resilience, that redefinition, it leads straight into maybe the most iconic moment of all.
Oh, I know where you're going.
The one everyone talks about, still argues about.
Yeah.
The called shot. 1932 World Series.
Wrigley Field, the crowd just laying into him.
Oh, absolutely hostile. Throwing insults, lemons, everything. The pressure was intense.
And Ruth steps up and he gestures, and the big question still is where?
Exactly. Was it to center field, or was it just a gesture towards fate? A declaration?
Pure theater, pure defiance.
Whatever it was, it cemented the myth. Because what happened next?
The payoff. Our sources say it perfectly. On the next pitch, he sent the ball soaring nearly 500 feet, a comet across the night.
Boom, legend sealed.
It just transcends sports, that moment, whether he really called it or if it was just pure self-belief making it happen.
Doesn't almost matter, in a way. It's about that conviction, that sheer will.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? About our own lives. Those moments where maybe you need to metaphorically call your shot. Take that leap.
Definitely food for thought. What's your called shot, waiting to be claimed?
Powerful stuff.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's also important, like you said earlier, to remember the complexities. His story isn't all sunshine and home runs.
No, definitely not. The sources point to controversies, too.
They do. He wasn't just a player. He pushed boundaries. He was a rule breaker.
Like playing with Negro League players.
Exactly. In an era of strict segregation in baseball, he actively played and barnstormed with Negro League stars.
Which was a huge deal back then.
A massive deal. Totally taboo. It got him suspensions, drew anger from the league bosses. He was challenging the system.
Putting his own status on the line.
He really was. Breaking rules, challenging authority.
That's a side maybe people forget. It shows, despite the flaws, a certain conviction. He faced the heat for it.
He did. And speaking of facing heat and maybe disappointment, the sources also talk about his retirement.
Ah, yeah. The managerial dream that never quite happened.
Right. He desperately wanted to manage a major league team, gave so much to the game, but he kept getting turned down.
A painful wound, one source called it.
Yeah. Often told he was too undisciplined to lead. Which is ironic, isn't it, after everything?
Deeply ironic. And it connects to that theme, doesn't it? Standing up for what you believe, what you think you deserve, even when the establishment pushes back.
It's a really poignant part of his story. Even the great Babe Ruth faced rejection from the very world he helped build.
Makes you ask yourself, right, when the system or the status quo is against you, do you stay quiet?
Or do you risk your place, maybe try and pave a new way? His life definitely gives you a lot to think about there.
For sure. Because his impact, it just kept rippling outwards, didn't it? Beyond baseball, beyond the controversies.
Oh, absolutely.
He really did kind of redefine heroism for that era, especially during the Depression, World War I fallout.
Yeah.
People needed something.
They needed hope.
And his huge swings, his huge personality. It gave people permission to dream big again, to believe one person could change things, shape reality. He was more than an athlete. He was possibility.
And that resonated globally. It wasn't just American. The sources mention his name became synonymous with American spirit. A symbol. To the point where, in World War II, soldiers apparently used his name as a battle cry.
Babe Ruth.
No way! That's incredible.
Isn't it? Just shows how far that legend traveled. Which brings us back to those deeper lessons, maybe.
Yeah.
What if our flaws, our bellyaches, our struggles? What if they aren't just things to get over? What if they're gifts? Shaping us for when the world needs us.
I love that framing. It changes everything. It's not about erasing the bad stuff.
No, it's about integrating it.
Yeah.
It suggests true strength isn't never falling. It's rising, falling, learning, rising again. Maybe stronger because of the fall.
His whole life feels like that. From St. Mary's to Yankee Stadium,
Yeah.
constantly being forged and reforged. Exactly. He was complex, contradictory, but unforgettable. And maybe that's the point. Our vulnerabilities make us human, relatable,
Yeah.
enduring.
So it encourages us to look at our own lives maybe differently.
Yeah. What challenges, what things you see as weaknesses,
Yeah.
could they actually be the foundation of your unique story, your legend?
What a journey we've covered today. Seriously. From Baltimore streets, the reform school,
Through the dizzying fame, the personal battle.
to becoming this American icon. The boy who became the Babe. The giant who didn't just hit home runs, he pointed toward possibility and, yeah, sent it flying.
He really did give people permission to believe.
Absolutely.
And he taught athletes, sure, swing for the fences, but maybe he also taught leaders to stand tall under pressure, and all of us, really, to chase the impossible.
Even when you're wrestling your own demons or the world pushes back.
Right. His story is just this powerful reminder that we can all rise above things, redefine what's possible, not by pretending the past didn't happen, but by weaving it into who we become.
So, the question for you, listening, what does all this mean for you? Will you dare to step out of whatever shadows you face, seize your moment?
Leave a mark that echoes.
Remember, legends often start in darkness, but they end up painted bright across the sky, often because of the fires they endured. The world's waiting for your swing. What's it going to be?
We'll get you next time.
On the Deep Dive.